I'm gonna make an attempt to do a video recording to help you put your final portfolio together, because I know some of you follow directions, like I wrote out the directions on that handout. Some of you like to see the sample, which there is a sample document posted on Blackboard. And some of you work really well with video and audio. So I'm going to attempt, I'm not very good at making a video thing, but we're going to give it a shot. So the first thing you're going to do is open a blank Word document like I have here, and then just create your header. So I'm going to use our sample student for this, and just create my MLA header like I would, I have to learn how to spell, for any document. Oops. And the date, which will be depending on your class. I'm just going to put November 10th just for the sake of sample here. Okay. And then we'll have a title, which will be Final Career Portfolio. Okay. And then, remember, everything gets double spaced. So, unless I tell you otherwise. So I'm going to make sure that both of these spacing items say 0. Don't add a space. Change the line spacing to double. And then you can see everything's double spaced. Title is the only thing that gets centered. And I'm going to go ahead and do my document header. Remember, that's the only thing that goes up here is your last name and page number. So the first thing to do is wherever you have it on your version of Word, to actually insert a page number in the upper right hand corner. If you just type a 1 in there, it's going to repeat on every page, but if you insert the page number, it will number your pages for you. And then put your last name in there, and that's all that goes up there. And then that will repeat. That's the because it'll repeat on every page, and then it'll number your pages for you. So all right, our document's ready to go. It's double spaced. Please, 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 after the title, please remember to go back and left align your the body text of your document. The only thing that ever gets centered is the title. So yeah, you've created your documents, primary artifact 1 in a document. You've got that saved in a document by itself, primary artifact number 2, etc. So if you go back and look at the list of requirements, the order that these go in, the first one that goes in is your reflection document. So let's say this is my reflection document that I've got saved. I'm going to, you see this part right here, that's what I'm calling a section header. So you need to insert your section header, which is you just type the name of this document in, which is the reflection document, and then bold it. Highlight it, bold it. Okay, you're done with that. Go down to, and just enter down to the next line and make sure that it's not bolded anymore. So remove the bolding. And then all you're going to do is copy, highlight all of this from your old document and copy it and paste it. And then see how it changed my the first line of my paragraph. So you just, after you copy and paste it, after you paste it into the new document, you just have to check and make sure that your formatting, all of your formatting things stayed where they're supposed to. And you fix any of the little quirky things like that with my paragraph indent, and go down to the bottom of your document, make sure all of the information is there. Last thing, for this document, it requires a word count, so make sure your word count is there. And then at the end of the word count, that's the end of your document. You're ready to move on to your next document. You need to insert a page break, because you see how this doesn't go down to the bottom of the page. And if I just hit enter down to page 2, it's going to mess up when I go to save it. It's going to mess up the pagination, and then you're going to get part of it on one page and part of it on another. It's going to be a big mess. So wherever you have to find it, wherever it is, but you're just going to, it's what's called insert a page break. And depending on your version of Word, it's going to be in a little bit different place. So, but it's there. So now we're moving on to our next document, which is primary artifact number 1. So we're going to do our section header. And that's our narrative project. Hit enter. I'm going to go back to my other document where, wherever you have it saved, and you're going to highlight, just do the same thing. Highlight, copy, and paste. So I'm going to copy that and paste it into the new document. Double check the alignment. That gets bolded. Make sure it's double spaced like it's supposed to be. And then I've got my word count. All right, so I'm done with primary artifact number 1. Again, you're going to insert a page break. And our next artifact is primary artifact number 2, which is our informative research project. Hit enter, and then you're going to go get that from whatever file you have your final draft saved in. You're going to go get, I'm just using my sample portfolio for mine, but wherever you have it saved, you've done all your work, your revisions and everything, you're ready to do it. You're going to copy and paste all of it. Now, primary artifact number 2 in particular, you probably got some citations that you're going to bring with it. I'm going to recommend that you copy all of it, the works cited page and the text, and I'll show you in just a second how to work with that. I'm going to go ahead and paste mine in there. So there's my essay, and let's say I'm going to go back to this one because my works cited page is all the way down here at the bottom. So let's say this was attached to your essay. You're going to include that. You're going to copy and paste that over. Okay, so you've got everything in there. Now, of course, you remember your works cited goes on its own page, so you need to insert a page break here anyway. So you're going to go ahead and insert a page break. You can see I've got, let's go back up here. So we've got the narrative document. I've got primary artifact number 1. I've got primary artifact number 2. I'm going to go back and check my formatting, make sure everything's indented and spaced the way it's supposed to be and everything. And I'm down here at the end. Here's my word count. And in a normal situation, your works cited page would just go after that document. But since the portfolio is a collection of all of your documents, you're going to have one works cited page for the entire portfolio. So the works cited page is going to be, no matter what citations for what document it has, it's going to be one works cited page for everything. So we're going to leave that there, but we're going to go back up to the end of artifact number 2 and insert another page break here so that you can see here's the end of primary artifact number 2. There's a blank page, and then there's my works cited page. Okay. So I'm up here on the blank page. After primary artifact number 2 comes primary artifact number 3. Between primary artifact number 2 and the works cited page. The works cited page is always going to stay at the end. So this is our persuasive project. Okay. And then I'm going to go get my primary artifact number 3, all of the pieces of that. So here it is. Here's the job ad. Here's the cover letter, and here's the resume. And this is the place where some of the formatting may get kind of messy, but you're just going to highlight it all, copy and paste it. And then we're going to go back up and check formatting. So you can see here when I pasted it over, my formatting got a little weird. So you just have to fix it. It's not really that big of a deal. You just go and adjust your margins, you know, adjust the stuff so that it's all lined up. It all should be 1 inch margin. That was an easy fix. I'll just make sure this is bolded because that's my section header. Okay, and double check it's where you're supposed to be. So here's end of primary artifact number 2. Here's primary artifact number 3. Here's my job description. I'm going to take this out because that was for your sample. Here's my source. Remember, don't forget to include your source reference for your job ad. And we're done with that. You insert a page break. And then here's my cover letter with the masthead. I know, and I'm going to point this out because I know some of you are going to have questions. This gets messed up because my masthead, I created columns to make it line up the way I wanted it to, and for some reason that messes with this page numbering excuse me, in the header. Don't worry about it. That's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm not even going to, I won't count any points off of it. It messes that up for you. So, all right, we're down to the end of our cover letter. Here's our resume. And you can see again here when I copied and pasted it over, this is supposed to be in columns and it messed up the alignment. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix that. This should be in 2 columns and it doesn't want to. All right. So give me just a minute and this may help you too. I'm going to, oops. Uh-oh, what happened? I'm going to mess around with this for a minute to show you how to fix when stuff like this happens. So see if I can fix it. Let's see. Go to this thing. I don't know why. Let's see. Sometimes it takes a little. You just have to fiddle around with it in Word for a while to get it to do what you want it to do. All right. And then they should be in a columns. And it's saying it's in 2 columns for some reason, but it's not. Huh. I don't know why it's not doing it. Yeah, see, it's just not. All right. You can see this. This is what happens. You just really have to double check it. I'm gonna see if I can't pause this for a minute while I figure out. Okay, apparently not. I can't pause it. So you're gonna have to listen. You're just gonna have to sit with me. Just bear with me for a minute. I'm gonna see if I can't figure out why this isn't working. Go away. All right, let's see. Take the column, make it 1 column. That may help. And then let's see if we can. If I insert 2 columns. Well, that's so weird. Maybe if I take out this section break. Oh my goodness gracious alive. Okay. There we go. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Take out the section break. Let's see if it'll. There it goes. Okay, so I don't know if you really saw what I did there. I had to take out. You saw this little thing that says section break. It inserts a section break when you do stuff like that. I had to take out one of the section breaks to get it to fix itself. So turn that off. All right. So you can see all of my stuff is lined up the way I want it to be. Here's the end of my resume, and I've got an extra page there. So I'm going to take this out just to make sure that I am where I want to be. And I'm going to turn this, I don't know if you're aware that this will turn on your little paragraph. You can see where you've inserted stuff, like line breaks and things. And it took out my page break. So I'm going to go ahead and back this up a little bit and insert the page break just to make sure everything stays lined up where it's supposed to be. All right, and I need to take this extra space out. I'm going to go back here and center my title. And then, so I still have my secondary artifact to insert in here. So I've gotten everything else. I still have my secondary artifact to put in this document. So I'm going to go back and insert another page break. And like I said in class, you can insert as many page breaks as you desire in a Word document. I have yet to find a limit. So here's my secondary artifact. I'm gonna go and copy it over into my document, and let's turn off so we can see it a little better. I'm gonna turn off this pager thing. Okay. Oh, I forgot my section header. So let's go make sure I'm up at the top. We'll just insert it. Artifact. That's my title. It gets centered. So we're just gonna format this. That gets bolded. Okay, so there's my secondary artifact. And you can see over here all of my page, it's numbered, all of my pages. And then the end of this, we would insert there's already a page break there. And if you forget whether you can turn this thing back on, I forget what it's called. Show hide. It's a thing to show you where your page line breaks and stuff are. And you can see the page break is there, so we can turn that off. And it doesn't print, even if you leave it turned on, it won't print. It's just kind of an internal thing in the document. So you can see the page break is still there. Here's my works cited page. Just make sure this is all formatted the way it's supposed to be. I don't know why that's bolding itself. Okay, so again, making sure everything's formatted, because when you copy and paste stuff, as you saw, it messes with the formatting. So just make sure you've got all of your citations. So if you cited anything in your reflection document or in any of your other documents, you would have all of those citations would be on your works cited page, alphabetized and formatted correctly. And then you might have to go back and just make sure all your in-text citations are formatted as well, because if you had to change something, you'll have to change your in-text citation as well. So you can see everything is in one big document. Mine ended up being 11 pages long. I'm sure yours is going to be longer than that because your secondary artifact is going to be longer than the sample one that I used. And you can scroll through it, check all your alignment again. My recommendation would be to go up here and save it. Give it a name that you'll remember, like, I don't know, Final Portfolio or something. I'm just going to call it Julie Scruberly for the sake of argument for this sample thing, and save it so you don't lose it. You might save it as you're going, insert a document and save it. Especially if you get interrupted or the electricity goes out or something, some kind of weird thing happens, you still have, your document. And then if you're working in Google Docs or something, you need to save it as a PDF, or if you just want to save another copy of it, you can save it. Mine will let me, in my Word, it'll let me save it as a PDF. I can save it so I have both copies of it. And then you're done. That's it. So you just double check and make sure everything's there. couple of little reminders. I want to remind you that up here, that this right here is the only place that your MLA header goes on the first page. Don't stick it up here in the header of the document because it will repeat on every page. Just remember that you've got 5 documents, 5 artifacts that are included in one great big document. So make sure that each document individually is formatted according to the specs on the individual assignment sheets, and then look over the rubric and things on the final portfolio, and make sure that your final portfolio is formatted all together the way it's required on the assignment sheet, so that you're meeting all the requirements. You're not losing points for silly things like you're missing the word count on one document or something like that. So okay, I hope this tutorial helped you, and my little issue with the formatting on the resume may have even helped you. You can see how I kind of troubleshooted that and got it taken care of, and it's looking just fine now. So if you have any other questions, you can certainly contact me. I'll be happy to, email you, or we can schedule an appointment or something. And good luck, and I look forward to reading through all your portfolios and seeing all the fruits of all of your hard work all semester. Take care.